Good morning and welcome, folks, to another edition of the First Family of Las Vegas's Daily Free Winner Show. Oh my goodness, what a show we got! I am very excited about this. It is brought to you by the best website on the planet, Sports Memo, your one-stop sports betting shop. We've got a great show today. Let me bring on. This is a good-looking panel. This looks like a dating site, like the cover page for a dating site. You're gonna love it. Let's bring them on. We've got Eric Pauly, Pavlos Lagonertos, and Dr. Chuck. Happy Thursday to you all. Eric, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Good morning. Got the show today. Full count show later. Loving it today.
You're getting a double dose of Eric, which, by the way, was a 1970s adult film. Pavlos, like that. Pavlos, welcome. You are a regular almost every day on the First Family Show, but you've taken a little time off, and I got to tell you, you went from really good looking to like Brad Pitt good looking lately. How you doing today?
Thank you. I've been doing a lot of windsurfing lately. I'm stiff as hell, but it's been going great with the soccer plays. I'm coming off an amazing day. I also beat myself in the waves for quite a few hours. But super excited to be back in this show, and super excited to see you guys again.
And we are excited to have you, Pavlos, and none other than the greatest doctor in the history of doctors, guys. Dr. Chuck, who's making a special cameo, a Thursday cameo here on the First Family Show. Doc, how you doing today, buddy?
I don't know how comfortable I feel you moving me ahead of Dr. J. Normally at least you give him that credence. So I really better bring it today.
I will tell you this: he did have better hair than you back in the 70s.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you. You know what always reminds me of?
Slightly.
I lie, Doc. I lie. I always used to tell people I was 5'8", 5'9", 5'10" when I had hair. I can't even get away with 5'8" anymore. If you ever saw that movie Fletch with Chevy Chase, he's 6'4", 6'7" with the hair, and I loved it. It always made me think of me because I had this big pompadour when I had that big Italian Guido type of Brooklyn-y, like it was up to here. And I used to tell people, how tall are you? I'm about 5'10". Not even near 5'8". Now that I have no hair, And yesterday, what's funny is I had lunch. I was kind of struggling through it. Dion's still not feeling well. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I had lunch with a good buddy of mine, Jimmy Denning, who is the star of Tenors of Rock. It's a world famous show. He's like a 360-pound Scot, and he wears a kilt and everything. And a true Scot. Nothing under the kilt, guys. So if you got first row tickets to him, you're going to get a treat. But he is a buddy of mine. And what was funny is he walked in. We went to a local Hooters right down the block. And he walked in the place. And I noticed that he almost hit his head on the damn door pane. And he walked in. And I said, it pisses me off that I got to lie and tell people I'm 5'8". I said, what's it like knowing that it's going to rain before anybody else, you tall son of a bitch? And he started laughing. We had a great time. But, Dr. J, let me tell you, one of my favorite players of all time, one of my favorite athletes. I got to meet him quite a few times. But I'll tell you what, while he was one of the best to ever don the hardwood, he can't pick winners like Dr. Chuck. And we are honored to have you here. Sports fans, we have a couple of great announcements for you. Let me throw this up a little bit. First of all, Dion, as you know, is not here today. As you all know, we got hit with our second bout of COVID a while back. And believe it or not, it's still lingering in both of us. She's got it still pretty bad. So prayers to the prettier half of the First Family. We miss you, honey. But on a positive note, something that is coming out of this on a positive note, Dion is number one in the WNBA, 7-1 thus far. And the great folks over at Sports Memo, they gave her a great discount. And I got to tell you, those supporters out there, those viewers, those people that are clicking, she's got so many buys on this the last few days since they gave it to her. It's off the charts. Guys, you get 1 month of Dion's WNBA for just $59. Use code WNBA30. And I got to tell you, when the cat's away, the mice will play. It's the He-Man Woman Haters Club today. No, guys, we love our women. We especially love them when they're down the hall and they can hear us. But I am unsupervised, so watch out. Also, guys, Sports Memo is so close to 5,000 subscribers. Help us reach our goal. Hit that subscribe button. Also, tune in later today to Full Count, Sports Memo's MLB betting coverage show. Guess who's going to be hosting? The hardest working man in sports betting, John Ryan. Joining him, Jesse Schul and Eric Pauly, who you're going to be seeing in a few minutes, giving out a free winner. Also, there's a couple of discounts I want to tell you guys about off the charts. You see one scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Early Bird NFL NCAA football combo, just $7.99. Guys, I'm going to tell you, this is the most inexpensive. You will see this price ever, anywhere. And I'm going to tell you now, use this. Now, if you think diving into the water before you dip your toe is a lot, then we've got something special the last 2 days that you can dip your toe in. The great folks at Sports Memo are allowing those of us that do NFL preseason a huge NFL preseason discount. You can dip your toe there and then take advantage of that discount. But I will tell you that NFL NCAA football combo discount is not going to be that price for very long, so take advantage of it. So without any further ado, because you know how I hate ado, my friends, let's go into our first winner. He is all over Sports Memo's leaderboard. He is doing great work. He's got some things he wants to tell you about tonight on the premium side, but he has another free winner for you. Take it away, Dr. Chuck.
Yeah, first, right off the bat, that you mentioned Dion with WNBA. That she's tough to catch, man. Even while she's got COVID, I thought maybe I could, chip away at that lead. And I had a couple plays the other night, and I think it's just I went 1-2 with my plays. Couldn't even have a winning night. So I think you better get after that, Dion. I'm giving it my best. But yeah, yesterday with baseball, we had a hockey win last night. We're doing pretty well in the playoffs, but it's very sparse, so not something that we put out regularly. But had a solid win last night. Even day on the diamond. Didn't start off great. Finished off solid with the Mariners and Angels. Smaller slate today. As you can see, I'm a big baseball dork, and the generations are sloughing baseball off as they go farther and farther. And Joe and I lament about this honestly. And that's another thing I love about Eric Pauly is that he has not done that. It's Clayton Kershaw Day here in Great American. And I've never been, I just love the history of sports that you don't know if this is the last time Clayton Kershaw is going to pitch in your home stadium and he gets to face Hunter Green. So it's an exciting day here. That's not the play I'm looking at, but I'm looking at a free play in NL Central where the top two teams are facing off. And we've talked a lot about these Brewers. What have they been doing? And the bats aren't showing up. Corbin Burns came out and just blistered the Cardinals in the game one. And since then, the Cardinals have taken the last two games and taken the lead in the division yet again. And a lot of people think maybe it's not that big of a deal because the other three teams are not, the Reds, Pirates, and Cubs are not a threat. But the Braves and the Phillies and the Padres and the Giants are threats. And so this is a serious deal for the Brewers. They can't just, John Ryan talks about this all the time. They're the odds-on favorite to win this division. The Cardinals had that aberration last year with the 20 wins in a row to squeeze into the playoffs, still fired their manager, still don't have the pedigree of what the Brewers have, especially in the pitching staff. And here we are again. The Cardinals can lengthen their lead today in the NL Central against the Brewers that just can't seem to get out of their own way. In the game, in the finale today, they're sending out Jason Alexander, and it might do better if it was George Costanza, but it's not. Dakota Hudson is going to pitch today, and Dakota Hudson is smoke and mirrors, but he's doing it. Since his start in the middle of May, the last month, he's got an FIP of like 3.5. He's got a ground ball rate, as we've discussed also, the funeral for the ground ball that Tony Finn held last week. He's 58%. Pretty much the top starter in the league. Jason Alexander does do that as well. But the way the Brewers have been pressing, they really have to get this win. It's going to be hard to get them, getting going against Dakota Hudson. And even money for the Cardinals to get after Jason Alexander at least a little bit. We don't have to worry about what happens late. If the Brewers do get that lead, they do have that bullpen, and they're going to be extremely rested now. Hader at the end there can get a win here. But at the 5-inning mark, if the Cardinals aren't leading, I will be shocked, and I think push would be a loss here, but at least you get your money back. And I think the Cardinals have a 3-2, 3-1 lead after 5 innings here, and I think the value is amazing.
Sports fans, the doctor's made a house call, and he said first 5 St. Louis Cardinals. Doc, we talked about the Cardinals quite a bit prior to the season starting through the first few weeks that they were the only team in the NL Central that didn't bring in some big names or change quite a bit of their personnel. They stood pat with their personnel from last year. And we talked about, you and I talked about that. It took a lot of pressure off this team, and they didn't have to get big names or egos acclimated or people used to what was going on there. And I thought that gave them a big advantage. This is a very good team. They have a lot of experience as well. Milwaukee, as you said, I mean, we talked I think it was just yesterday, a few days ago, I talked about these two teams, that might be a 2-horse race in this division. I mean, Pittsburgh, Chicago, Cincinnati. Sorry, Cincinnati. I know you're a big fan, but these teams are, they're
Speaking of, like
struggling.
you said, the big changes for the other three were sloughing, sending them out. I mean, like,
Yes.
if you needed any more evidence that the Reds were ready to tank, Jesse Winker only signed a contract for $15 million. So we weren't even willing to give our star right fielder that made the All-Star game $15 million. That's the sign, that's what he made in arbitration. So, yeah, you mentioned it. But what you didn't say is the Cardinals stayed pat with two guys that are Gold Glove and MVP caliber, but they switched their manager and they switched their philosophy. And that, I think, is what the front office thought they needed as opposed to players.
Well, it's a very good team. A lot of experience. A lot of, there's some good team leaders on this team too. And like I said, the pressure, I don't think they had as much pressure as some of the other teams in the division, even though some of the other teams had a fire sale. Guys, Dr. Chuck doing some great work, multiple sport leaderboard fixture. Go over to Sports Memo after the show. Follow him. I promise you'll follow him all the way to the bank. Let's go to another leaderboard fixture. Guys, he is the new kid on the block. Eric Pauly. Now, Eric because for a while now he's been writing some great in-depth columns for the Wager Talk Sports Memo families. He does some great work. He joined the handicapper area a few months back. And since he joined, man, he is trailblazing. He is kicking butt and taking names. We're proud to have him. Eric is very excited to tell you what he's got going on the premium side tonight, but he also has another free winner for you. Eric Pauly, take it away.
Yeah, thank you for that intro, Joe. I love it every time. The new kid on the block. I got to maybe listen to some more of those old records back in the day because I don't know if it really resonates with my generation. But I'm focusing all my time in the MLB. I dabble a little bit in the NBA playoffs. Obviously, that's over now. Never really was a hockey capper, but in the month of June, hitting at a 60% clip and up 16.11 units in this month. And just in the last 7 days on Monday, $9 Monday, Wager Talking Sports Memo, I hit a 5% play, which I am now 6-0 on the season with my 5% plays. I normally have 5% play of the week every single week, and 6-0 on the entire season is really remarkable. And I'm coming off a 3-0 night last night. I'm 5-1 in the last 7 days for plus 14 units. So I'm looking to really keep this hot streak going after a little bit of a slower end to the month of May, but we are back in full swing. So since I went 3-0 last night and hit that play, a 5% play on Monday, this is actually a play that I have at 2%, but instead of putting it out for clients, I'm just giving it for free to not only the viewers of the First Family Show, but also in the free picks column of Sports Memo for a little bit of client appreciation. And I'm going with the Colorado Rockies on the money line plus the 140 today in Miami. So the Marlins won the first game of this series 9-8, won last night 7-4 behind another great start from Pablo Lopez, and Miami leads the season series between these two teams 3-2, and this is the final time these two teams will play this season. The Rockies, of course, they have that very big advantage of playing at Coors Field. When they're not at Coors Field, they're 11-20 on the season, which is obviously rough. But as an underdog, they're 29-24 covering the run line this year. The Marlins are similar to the Rockies, where they're much, much better at home this season. They're 31-36 on the season, just 4-6 in their last 10 games, and have been outscored by 11 runs during that stretch. But again, 17-14 at home, but just 10-17 covering the spread as a favorite. So looking at the pitching matchup today, we got a lefty on lefty, Kyle Freeland, who's 3-5 on the season, 4.46 ERA, 4.3 FIP, and a 1.40 WHIP. The Rockies won his last two starts, but both of those games were a home and home with the Padres. But looking at Miami, what really interests me in the Rockies money line and why I believe Freeland would have a great matchup, I'd also take a look at his strikeout prop. Not strikeout prop, his total pitch prop for today, because I think he'll go deep into this ball game. The Marlins mash at home with a 766 OPS, but against left-handed pitchers this season, they have a 616 OPS. And also during day games, because this is a 12:30 start, if I'm not mistaken, the Marlins have a 686 OPS. So while Freeland's been shaky, he's facing a lineup that really does not do well against left-handed pitching. On the other end, it's Braxton Garrett. It's his third start of the season. He's got a 4.85 ERA, a 4.98 FIP and a 1.54 whip. He had a great start against the Astros in his second start of the season, but his other two starts, he was hit very hard. And looking at the Rockies, again, conversely from the Marlins, they hit well during the day, and they actually mash lefties. They have a 798 OPS against lefties this season. Again, despite the fact that the Marlins are very solid at home, I just think the Rockies' ability to hit lefties will overcome, that edge the Marlins had, and the Marlins' inability to hit lefties will lead to Kyle Freeland having a great game. Give me the Rockies underdog on the money line.
That's great stuff. Great technical analysis by Eric Pauly, who by the way, guys, we like to say he's a new kid on the block because he's new to doing the videos and new to the handicapping side. But he has been doing some great work over Wager Talk and Sports Memo, writing columns. And, guys, proof is in the pudding. He's all over those leaderboards. Had a great day yesterday. Go follow him. And by the way, Eric, I'll tell you right now, after you break out some of those old albums, look up Cavaricci's, Stonewashed Jeans, and polka dot shirts. You'll have a yes. I had my hair up to here back in those days.
No, we're gonna have to make a bet on something later, maybe during football season. And if I lose, that'll be the punishment. I'll come on.
Joe, I want to see this photo. You got to pull up a photo. Come on.
I have a photo of me all guidoed out with white Cavaricci's on it, sitting on a red Cadillac. I was about 2021, just moved out to Vegas. I had hair. I'm telling you right now, I would have been about 6'2" with my hair up there. Once again, guys, go follow Eric. He'll make you money. He's doing some great work in multiple sports. He had a great day yesterday. He's got and guys, the customer appreciation you get from the cappers like Eric, who's giving you something he would have put up as a premium play. You got to love it. Now, guys, we're going to go to another leaderboard fixture who, I'll be honest with you, has been spending a lot of time on Mykonos beaches with Sports Illustrated swimsuit models. And a rumor on social media has he just broke Amber Heard's heart. That's all I heard. I'm hearing he took her on a date. He broke her heart. That's all I heard. He is the Greek god of soccer. We're happy to have him. He's doing some great work, man. And I got to tell you, I have never in all my years, and I've been doing this, I'll be 53 on July 1st. I've been doing this since I'm 10 years old in football sheets in the schoolyard. I have never seen somebody as good in one sport as Pavlos Lagoretos is in soccer. I don't know a lot about soccer. I'm not going to lie to you, and I don't claim to know things that I don't, all right? But I follow Pavlos, and I can tell you this. I had to buy a new mattress just to stuff all my winnings under. I'll tell you that. Just in soccer. I can't even pronounce some of these teams, but he knows everything there is to know about soccer. He's excited about a few things. I know he's done some great work just recently and some of these with some of the soccer releases. He's going to tell you what he's excited about over the next few days, and he's got another free winner. Pavlos, take it away.
Yeah, I did a major damage to the bookmakers last night, 10-1 in all soccer plays. Also gave out a correct score at plus 775. I think it's now 3 or 4 winning days in a row, and I still have a lot of plays loaded on my page. I have a big 5-star MLS play of the week, 4-unit MLS best bet, 3-unit MLS smart move for the weekend. I have a 4-unit best bet from the Paraguay tonight. I have a 3-unit Norwegian parlay for Saturday. A couple of more MLS plays that are under review. I'm still crunching numbers. But first, I'm going to give you guys a really nice free play. I think it's going to be an easy winner. It's an MLS match this weekend between New York City and Philadelphia. We're going to take the under 1.5 goal in the second half, minus 138. New York City, they played the U.S. Open Cup match against the Red Bulls on Wednesday. They lost by 3-0. They used starters, and they also used starters last week in their MLS match. So this match against the Philadelphia is going to be their third match in about a week, in exactly a week. So there's bound to be some rotation. While Philadelphia, they didn't have a midweek match, so they're clearly more rested than those of New York City. So New York City, they recently got a kind of a shock because their coach pretty much left them for a Belgian side. So they're now with the backup coach or the supportive coach. And now the star player Castellanos is. There are rumors that he's going to leave the team. So that kind of affects the team. So, but let's get down to the stats. Philadelphia are 8-0 to the under 2.5 goals at home with an average of just 1.6 goals per match. New York City are 4-1 to the under 2.5 goals on the road with an average of just 1.4 goals per match. Philadelphia in second halves at home, they have 2 wins, 1 loss, and 5 draws. They scored just 3 goals and have conceded just 2. So just 5 second half goals in 8 home matches for Philadelphia. And New York City are even worse. In second halves on the road, they have 1 win, 1 loss, and 3 draws. They scored just 1 goal and have conceded just 1. So the second half goals for Philadelphia at home are under 1.5 is 7-1. And the second half goals for New York City's away matches are the under 1.5 goal is 5-0. And, the two teams also met once in the season. Philadelphia won by 2-0 on the road, and there were 0 goals in the second half. And the last stat I want to throw out, guys, is the fact that 5 of the last 6 matches between the two sides had under 2.5 goals. So we should be generally expecting a low-scoring match between the two sides, but the best value lies in taking the under 1.5 goals in the second half, minus 138.
The Greek god of soccer, Pavlos Lagoderto, says under 1.5 goals, second half, New York City, Philadelphia. Guys, go over, follow Pavlos. There's a lot of soccer going on right now, and there's nobody better at getting you paid in soccer than Pavlos. Now, guys, our all-star panel is going to be sticking around for a couple of minutes. We're going to get some closing thoughts and comments for Thursday. Plus, we're going to go down those free plays again. But it's time to adjust the volume on your tablets, your phones, your PCs. So I'm very excited. I'm so excited the doctor doesn't need to prescribe me a Viagra. Let's go to Joe D'Amico. First of all, guys, sports fans, there's nothing better than starting off your day than with an early game winner. Today, I have just that for you. On the diamond in my legendary MLB early game winner release. My early games are perfect, 100% at 4-0 this baseball season. Guys, I'm red hot, riding an 8-2 overall run off another 10% winner last night in 2022. In 2022, my 10% plays are 11-0. The best big game hunter on the planet. Guys, I stalked and killed your bookmarker last night. I'm going to do it again early this morning. But be sure to go over to Sports Memo right after the show because this game goes off early. I have this big game winner release, early game winner release posted right now for just $15. Now, my free plays are on fire. I won again yesterday. Today, we continue to beat your book with these complimentary winners as we go to the NL Diamond in a matchup with 2 teams that just might meet each other in the postseason. My friends, let's go to game 1 of the second series this season between the Phillies and the Padres. Sports fans, Philadelphia currently sits in third place in the NL East, 8.5 games back with a record 36-34. They've dropped 3 straight coming into this series. San Diego has won 3 in a row, currently tied with LA for the top spot in the NL West at 44-27. In the first series, approximately 1 month ago, the Padres, they took 2 of 3 contests over the Phillies. While San Diego has certainly been a little more consistent lately, I feel that today's matchup is all about the starting pitchers. Ranger Suarez, Joe Musgrove are scheduled here today. Suarez, he owns a 5-4 mark with a 4.43. He has faced the Padres 3 times in his career, but none of those appearances were starts. And the team has dropped 4 of his last 5 overall turns. That's big, guys. On the other hand, let's talk about Musgrove. He has been stellar. He sports an 8-0 record. Let me say that again, 8-0 with an anemic 1.59 ERA. When he takes the hill, the team fares very well. They won 11 of his 12 turns in 2022. As a matter of fact, he has not allowed more than 2 earned runs in any start on the campaign. Over his career in 4 appearances, which includes 3 starts against the Phillies, he's 2-0 with a 1.29. As I stated earlier, I feel this matchup heavily depends on the starters, and Musgrove is certainly the better of the 2. And even when both teams go to their bullpen, you can expect the superior pitching staff of San Diego to have a better result. They're ranked 5th in the league with a team ERA of 3.42. My friends, the Phillies are 3-9 the last 12 as a dog, while the Padres are 7-2 the last 9 at home. Take San Diego. It is a winner. Let's bring back our good-looking cast here. I have a couple of announcements. Then we're going to get some closing thoughts and comments and then run down the free plays. Once again, prayers to the prettier half of the first family, Dion D'Amico. We miss you, honey. But on a positive note, she's number 1 in WNBA, 7-1 thus far. She has a discount. 1 month WNBA, just $59. Use code WNBA30 on checkout. And guys, I am very excited. We need your help. We are right around the corner from 5,000 subscribers. Please subscribe to the Sports Memo YouTube channel. We want to hit 5,000 yesterday, but we certainly want to do it before All-Star break, and we need your help to do so. Come through for us. We appreciate it. Also, tune in later today to Full Count, Sports Memo's MLB betting coverage show. John Ryan, the hardest working man in sports betting, he's hosting. Joining him, Jesse Shule and Eric Pauly. So don't make any of your Thursday MLB betting decisions until then. And guys, we have that huge discount you see going across the bottom of your screen. It's early bird NFL and NCAA football combo, just $7.99, and you get a bunch of wager bucks as well. Also, you just want to dip your toe first before you jump into the pool. Sports Memo just put up for the cappers that do preseason football a huge discount. Take advantage of that. Go to Sports Memo YouTube channel, please follow it. Go to their Twitter page. The best collection of cappers anywhere on the planet are at Sports Memo. We each post a ton of free stuff. You get futures, you get odds. Our buddy Eric Pauly writes some great columns. You'll read them up there. Also, follow Eric Pauly at Slime Action. Follow Pavlos Logonatos at Pauly_WT. Follow Dr. Chuck at Dr. Chuck Sports, or your sexy and savory host at Joe D'Amico Wins. Let's run down the free plays. My friend, Dr. Chuck, what did you have for everybody today?
We got the Cardinals on the first 5 money line.
Eric Pauly, what did you have for everybody?
Got the Rockies plus 140. That line's actually currently going down as we speak. So if you want to maximize the value, make sure you take that sooner than later.
Great stuff, guys. The Greek god of soccer, what did you have for everyone?
I have the under 1.5 goal in the second half of the Philadelphia versus New York City match.
And your sexy and savory hostess, Padres minus 145. Let's get some closing thoughts and comments for Thursday. Let's go clockwise. Eric Pauly, what do you got for everybody?
We got the the full count show. We're going over the 3 MLB games tonight. You don't want to miss that with, of course, the amazing host, John Ryan and Jesse Schul, who's fantastic. Him and I were on the same page. We have a crazy record this season. 5-1 my last 7. Looking to keep getting these winners going. Looking forward to seeing you guys again later.
Love it, Eric. Dr. Chuck, closing thoughts and comments.
Yeah, check us out over at Sports Memo, all 3 of these guys, and Joe, and don't forget Dion with the WNBA. But, we got baseball all day. As soon as you watch this show, there's going to be baseball going off right then. So make sure you get all our plays because it's an all-day baseball day, even if it's a small slate.
Doc, this is a perfect day to call in sick to work. Go sit outside by the pool or outside, have a cold beer, throw a hot dog on the grill, and watch America's pastime. But don't watch it until you check in with our great baseball cappers at Sports Memo. Closing thoughts and comments from the Greek god of soccer, Pablo.
I got a bunch of free plays loaded at my page and very super exciting stuff about the MLS. Again, a 5-star play coming off a nice day. I think it's 3 or 4 winning days in a week. It's been going great. I'm been cleansing myself in the Greek seas, so everything clicks really perfectly at this point of the season. So head over at my page, free plays, premium plays, and check these guys out. They're amazing.
I love it, guys. The guys, as entertaining as it is informative and profitable for you, the First Family Show. So be sure to tune in tomorrow for some very special guests and more free winners. On behalf of Sports Memo, Dr. Chuck, Eric Pavlos, and the First Family of Las Vegas, don't forget to subscribe and comment, folks. We want to hit 5,000. This is Joe D'Amico. Good luck and have a winning day.